as the 30 has had a problem.
Oh, unfortunately for Rossi Garcia on a San Marcos Iron Door 316 Rossi Motorsports machine.
It's a linkage. You can see it. It's broke on the left-hand side. So
yeah, there it is, hanging off.
Yeah.
Connected to the foot peg. So that's a huge bummer for him in the rain. But it's DeMario, Page, and Vosberg who qualified on row number 1.
Drain, King, and Garcia are going to be there on row number 2. A little further back, Kopp, Black, Correa, Dreyer, Betancourt, and Smith. And you remember, a few of these riders are going to be at the back of the grid. Sanchez, Mervis, and Fraley there in row 5 as we get ready to go.
8 laps scheduled for this Parts Unlimited Talent Cup by Motul. Clear visor for our pole sitter. Has a good look at his eyes. The lights go off and we're ripping. Here go those Kramers into turn number 1. DeMario got a good launch, but it looks like the 65 of Page will lead us into turn number 1 and set the pace. As they go through that water on the streaming down through turn number 1, you can see Cody Kopp way back there after his get off just a few minutes ago. So it's Page and DeMario who lead the way. And that's the 31 of Vosberg who's going to be in 3rd spot.
Yeah, and you can see Vosberg did really well in the dry yesterday. DeMario is going to have a look at Page as they go down into Charlotte's Web for the first time. He's going to make that pass. Correa also on the 40 goes up underneath Carson King going down into that same spot. So Correa moves himself up into 4th. The 2 at the front, Bodie Page fighting back. So they're side by side right now. DeMario is going to just pull in front before they get to this crucial right-hander, go over this curb. And DeMario gets himself back to the front of the field.
DeMario doing double duty this weekend and getting a lot of track time today in the wet and utilizing his knowledge of what he discovered a few hours ago to lead this race. So it's the 27, the 65, the 31, and then the 40 of Correa. Then you go back to the 32 of Carson King. Ella Dreyer back there in the 22 with Chase Black and Derek Sanchez on the 23.
That's what I love about Bodie Page. I mean, again, these conditions definitely equalize things out. Look at the roll there from the 3rd place bike of Vosberg. You see how much he rolled into the back of these two guys? So Vosberg feeling comfortable over in that little part of the section as we got a lead pack of 4, Greg, that are starting to separate themselves from everybody else. And, but they're able to kind of keep DeMario in sight a little bit more with these conditions, as it looks like Vosberg's going to take a shot at Page going down into the last turn. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, Page didn't look quite comfortable going through those last couple of corners, and DeMario on the Warhorse Ducati American Racing Kramer APX 350 MA was able to pull away ever so slightly, but a good drive onto the front straightaway gets the 65 of Bodie Page and that CTR D&D Cycles machine right back up to him.
So when they come across the line, Greg, the first 4 separated by 2nd. Page now trying to go with DeMario, and you think about the amount of laps he's done around here. And then we got this big battle for 5th a little further back. It's going to be Ella Dreyer, King, Sanchez, Drain, Solly Mervis just off the back in 9th. So these front 4, though, look at Vosberg getting the thing crossed up, going down into Charlotte's Web.
So Julian Correa, the 40 on the Jones Honda. Now these names that you're hearing, a lot of these teams are superbike teams.
And he walked down here onto the pit lane, walked up to the wall to see in person and not just on the TV screen what the conditions of the track look like with the big bikes. And I think that speaks to his experience and a lot of personal growth for him over the last couple seasons.
Let's see if he can get down the inside. He's on the outside at the moment. So look at him though, Greg. He's going to go right to the inside.
Oh boy!
Tried to think about it, didn't he?
So he certainly did, but as DeMario started to cross his line over, Vosberg did the right thing, got it slowed, but now it's a drag race.
And Greg, what is it like when these kids get on the podium for the first time? They just want to get back there, and the 31 Vosberg, we saw him on there yesterday. Great interview, super nice young man, and to see him now giving it the fight in the wet as well. Doing a really nice job holding on to the back of DeMario as these two now have separated themselves a little bit from Page and Correa.
Vosberg on the Tytler Cycles Racing machine out of De Pere, Wisconsin at 14 years old. In the wintertime, he races concrete flat track. He's done some ice racing. So Vosberg knows what it's like to be in slippery conditions. Although you say ice racing, generally they're pretty solid spikes, I guess you could say, on those tires, but a nice lead change from Vosberg. Gets right around DeMario. Now he'll set the pace. The 27 in second, and going around the outside is Correa. So Julian Correa, the number 40.
We know
on the Jones Honda.
We know he's, DeMario up out of the seat into the grass. That's going to cost him a ton of time now for DeMario.
A couple of times. Here's another look, Jay, left part of your screen at what happened.
He got bucked up out of the seat early there, Greg, and he got onto the curbs and then does a nice job here. Really easy to make a mistake when you get into that grass. You're going to see this bike snap around on him on the left part of your screen. Does a good job of controlling that and saving it.
That's just raw talent right there and the experience.
A little bit further as Vosberg's leading Correa, who I was just going to say, we know he's been in these conditions. He's raced overseas, so he's probably got a lot of time in the wet as well.
Just an eye on Sam Drain, one of our riders who has been doing great in this series. He had to start from the back of the grid because he didn't get out in time. He's worked his way up to 5th place doing 154s.
Yes.
But he's about 8 seconds back, and it looks like Ella Dreyer maybe with some problems. She's starting to tumble down the leaderboard. Hannah?
He's not afraid to take some big risks, so it's definitely going to be fun to watch him as he progresses throughout the season, but especially in these rainy conditions.
Man, both riders get sideways. Bodie Page goes down. What a tremendous job from Correa to not get into the back of that bike or Bodie. So Bodie crawling off the track right now, going to get that bike up. It's in an impact zone over there, Greg. It's a popular spot. We've seen a lot of riders falling out of there. Yeah, this is a big one. You're going to see this bike snap around on Bodie. And look at Correa. He's sideways too. He's sideways and on the front brake as hard as he can be. Gets the leg out. I have no doubt he may have got into that grass. See how there's some grass over there? So early, we're going to get a better look here. And yeah, for sure. Correa goes across the grass and keeps the thing safe. But I'm a little worried about Bodie, just the way he's holding his hips. As we see again, this is going to be at full speed. Watch the 40 behind. He's just as sideways almost. And just gets the bike stopped and saved. And you can see Bodie's already holding his left side.
There's another rider down. It's Solly Mervis out of 7th place.
So it's too bad for Solly. He had been running up there closer in that battle for 5th.
Ice Barn Racing machine. So he was up in that battle, and that's going to relegate Ella Dreyer up to 6th place, Sanchez the 5th, and Sam Drain. Yeah, red flag.
Must be a red flag, only because I saw these riders put their arms up early there.
So it looks like there's a motorcycle probably in a bad spot, if not some fluid on the racetrack. All right, so there were 5 laps complete, and it is an official race, a complete race. So it's going to be Hank Vosberg who takes the win. So the 31 on the Tytler's Cycles machine out of Wisconsin is going to lead us to the podium in his first victory, and a look at his Dunlop pace. It's at 50.632. Fastest lap of the race for the 31 of Vosberg. Up until really, Jay, we got to that part of the race, you have to give a lot of credit to the riders that were doing the job here in the rain, in racing conditions. Shortened race for Parts Unlimited Talent Cup by Motul. Vosberg with a 7-second victory over Correa and DeMario. But Hannah is with our winner, Vosberg. But the question is, what's going on in this point standings? Because after 4 races of the 14 we have in this championship, DeMario with a 21-point lead over Drain,